Julia Spencer is a real estate investor with over 25 years' experience who owns multiple investment properties. She's a single mother of two who moved to the U.S. in 1993 with only $20 in her pocket. She currently holds an MBA. Julia Spencer is neither a realtor nor an attorney, and the contents of this recording are only her opinions. Get her free guide to investing at juliamspencer.com. I'm your host, Dr. Steve G. Jones, multimillionaire and hypnotherapist. My website is stevegjones.com. U.S. Real Estate Investing for Foreigners, Module 6, Real Estate Investing in Nevada.
Hello, this is Julia M. Spencer, real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast, and we're continuing our discussion on foreign investors trying to invest in the United States, basically coming from other countries and buy real estate here for various reasons. One could be financial profit, and one also to get a green card, and how that works if you want to immigrate to the United States with the real estate investment route. Now, in a couple of previous modules, we discussed the green card, how to get a green card, investing in real estate in the United States. And I've had several modules where I talk to actual foreign investors that want to come to the United States and basically answer their questions. In this last modules, I kind of went over some of the follow-on happenings that I've had and some of the things that I've recommended to these investors to do or look for. And I also talked a little bit about real estate investing or personal property buying, either way for investment or for personal use in the state of Nevada, specifically in Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is located, because these specific investors are looking in that area. And in this module, I want to expand a little bit on that discussion because there's a couple more things that we hadn't addressed yet and that I wanted to get to before we talk some more about some more general questions about tax lien foreclosures that I've gotten from some investors. Now, I wanted to briefly talk about the law. Now, as I mentioned in my previous modules, every state and every county, every jurisdiction is going to have very specific laws on how to execute these tax sales. There's going to be rules on when they are, what part of the year, what part of the month, when you will get the lists. There's rules for it, and they're generally the county rules are specific, obviously, to the county, and then there's state rules. There's no overall rules, and every state will be either a tax lien state or a deed state, which means basically whether you're buying a lien or you're actually buying the property right straight away without having to wait for a redemption period. And some states are hybrid states. So it's very imperative to research what the law says for your particular jurisdiction. You can also always go to my website at www.juliamspencer.com. The M stands for money. I always emphasize that because I want to make you some and I want to get you financially independent. But this is also where you can sign up for my newsletter and get tips on maybe your specific state. You can also submit questions. You can schedule consulting sessions, or you can download different modules for other states that you're looking for, or request a module to be created for your particular area. So what I wanted to talk about is the law a little bit. Now we're talking specifically about the state of Nevada, and I wanted to tell you where the law is located that you can read up on this. Now, as always, I want to say that everything in these recordings I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a realtor, I'm simply a private investor. I know a lot about the subject, but I don't have the qualifications that a lawyer would be having or a realtor in your particular areas. That's why it's important to have a real estate investment team that teaches you exactly what you need to know for your specific area. The law in Nevada, you can look it up. It's actually in the statutes sections 361 period 590 through 595. And if you basically type in a Google search 361 period 590 595, you will get a bunch of websites of people trying to sell you advice on how, and sell you books and sell you recordings and all kinds of stuff about tax lien foreclosures or tax deed foreclosure sales. But you basically want to go to a government website. A government website will actually have the law listed online. And of course, you can also ask a lawyer, and they would obviously know where to find this information. But when I was looking at it earlier and I typed this in, it would be the Nevada Revised Statutes, Chapter 361, and it's the property tax section. And the website that I found for this was www.leg, period, state, STATE, period, NV, period, US. And then you would go into the Nevada Revised Statutes, NRS, and it would be Chapter 361. And in Chapter 361, you would be looking for areas 590 through 595. Now, once you pull that up, you're going to have a lot of really interesting jargon and information that you may or may not know what to do with or understand. In fact, as I'm looking at this, and I'm a fairly educated person, I'm having a hard time understanding what this says, and it would take some concentration for me to depict what this actually says. So in this case, I recommend look at it, read it, but also kind of find somebody who's knowledgeable about this area. Now, whenever I have a question like this that's more on the law side related, and I want to really just know from my perspective as a real estate investor, what is it that I need to know? What's important here? Because there's a lot of information here, a lot of references, a lot of sections, a lot of links, and I don't really understand all of that. So where is the actual information that I want for me and the information that I need in order to make a decision whether I want to invest in Nevada or not, in the state of Nevada, in tax liens or tax deeds? So you can probably call just any attorney in your area, in this particular area where you're investing, and ask them if they have done tax lien foreclosures or tax deed foreclosures, and they can give you some information on how to do this. Most attorneys, and when I've done this before, I would call the office, I would probably be put on hold, or I would have to leave a message. And attorneys, generally busy people, have a lot of things on their plate, but if you find a good one, they will get back with you within a couple of days, and you might get a good 15, 20, or 30 minutes of a Q&A session that's free to you, because they're basically trying to recruit your business as a client. And what I usually say is, hey, I have a bunch of tax properties that I bought at tax auctions. Tell me what is it that I need to do next in order to redeem these, or better yet, before you buy them, contact somebody and tell them, I'm looking to invest, tell me what it is that I need to know. And once you get an attorney that can actually answer questions for you and is very quickly in getting back with you, this is somebody that you want on your real estate investment team, especially if you're trying to stay in the area where you live or where you initially acquired and you want to continue investing there. So to follow up a little bit on Petra and Joe, my two investors that want to invest in real estate in Clark County, Nevada, which is where Las Vegas is located, when I sent them to the county officials to research their sales, basically this is what they came up with. They spoke on the phone with the council in their county there, and there's auctions in that county twice a year in Vegas. They're in spring and the fall. So there's one basically now, which we were talking in May, and there's one in November or December. Now, this person that advised my investors to check the website from September onwards and to find out the closing date for registering and getting the list of properties. So basically what an investor would have to do to invest in Clark County in Las Vegas, They would have to go to this website, start watching it in September, try to get the list of properties that are going to be available in that fall sale, and they have to register a form on a form and send by mail a check of $1,000 and make sure that it gets there in time. And that will qualify them basically as a qualified bidder. There is no other information that is required. And basically they will be, when and if they purchase a property at that sale in the fall, that $1,000 will then be deducted from the price of the property that they're buying. Or if there's no property that is bought at that sale, the money will be returned within 3 months after the auction to the investor. So you're not going to lose your $1,000, but it basically buys you a seed to bid, which this kind of makes sense to me because there's a lot of people looking, a lot of people standing around. And if you have sales only twice a year, the list of the properties is going to be humongous. In my particular county here in Georgia, I go to the sales pretty much every month. We have a sale every month, and it's already a really long list. And I can imagine in a big city like Las Vegas or Clark County, where Las Vegas is located, the lists are going to be humongous. They're just going to be humongous for having a sale only twice a year. So in order to weed out anybody that's just standing around and wasting time, it's good to have this registration process. It helps everybody out. It weeds out the people that are really serious about bidding versus the people that are just onlookers and wasting time and just observing and not really there for any kind of reason other than to be in the way. So that's a little bit of an update of the kind of service that I provide to people that come to me and ask me about advice on investing in real estate in the United States, whether it be foreign investors or investors here in the United States. Now, a couple of things now that I wanted to talk about some more. First off, in a previous module, I had referred to the EB-5 visa, which is the foreign investors visa that you can apply for and get a green card in the United States if you're willing to invest either $500,000 or $1 million in the United States and provide at least 10 jobs. Now, I erroneously had sent people to the IRS.gov website, which is the tax authorities of the United States. That is incorrect. What you want to search for is the INS website in the United States, or just type in Immigration and Naturalization Service, or better yet, just search for EB-5 and try to find on the web a website that is not a .com or .net or any other for-profit type company, but look at the .gov extensions or just basically .gov and some of the more established government official websites versus the commercial ones, and to get the information on those kinds of things. And if you have any more questions about that, feel free to contact me, realestate@juliamspencer.com. So I just wanted to clear that up before we continue our discussion, because I didn't want people to be sent to the wrong place. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and then the rest of this module, are some more general questions about tax lien foreclosures. And it looks like tax lien foreclosures have been of really big interest to a lot of people. There's been a couple of really good books published. I have most all of the books that have been published about the subject, but I've been kind of poking around with real estate tax liens for a long time, and have been poking around and reading the information and gathering the information from all kinds of people, and have kind of assembled a knowledge in my head about how that works, how that whole process works in my area or in different areas where I have invested. And so I can provide information to any kind of investor, no matter where they're located, on the subject. And of course, we have 50 states in the United States, and every state operates a little bit differently. And I'm slowly working through each state and providing information for each state for you, so you don't have to go around and try to hunt this information down. In other words, it's in a very good, convenient package here on my website. You can download it, and in the future, I plan on creating an entire program just for people that want to get into investing in real estate tax liens and basically earn safe, secured, and fixed returns every time. And that's the kind of thing that I want to get into next. But I wanted to touch briefly on some of the questions about tax lien foreclosures, because they were recently asked by another investor that has contacted me through my website. And as I'm finishing this module, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that you can go on the web to YouTube, and I have a number of videos there where I have kind of like a screen watch program that watches me going through some investment deals, whether it be tax lien foreclosures or just a flipping project or any other kind of project that you want to get into in the United States. And I kind of like doing math. I'm weird like that, a little bit nerdy. I enjoy doing math problems and word problems. I love playing with Excel. So if you have any very specific questions, send me the numbers and send me an email. I am, compared to maybe some other people online, I'm actually quite accessible, and I love doing this. I stop anything I'm doing for the day to try to answer your questions. And feel free to send me any kind of questions that you have, whether you are a foreign investor or a local U.S. investor, and let me know what your questions are, and I'll be glad to answer them. And I'll be able to even do a screenshot of my reasoning and my thought process behind any kind of specific deal or anything else that you wanted me to answer for you. So for more information, just go to my website. It's www.juliamspencer.com. The M stands for money. Subscribe to my free newsletter there and download your free guide to real estate investing. In my products module area there will be also bonus downloads from time to time, and there might be some of these spreadsheets that I've mentioned with workable type spreadsheets where you can plug in your own numbers and get your own results and percentages on return of investment and those kinds of things. And I'll always stand by to help you. I want to help you. I want you to break the 9-to-5 grind and break out of that. And I think real estate investing is the best way. There's so many facets and so many areas to make big gains in real estate and investing, not just from the point that you own property and there's some sort of really big satisfaction with having your own place on the ground that belongs to you, but also you can get a green card that way. You can get tax savings that way. You can make cash flow that way. I mean, there's really, in my eyes, there's really no better way to invest in real estate. And I'm very enthusiastic about the subject. Anybody that knows me will tell you this. And I look forward to hear your comments and suggestions. Again, the website, www.juliamspencer.com. And I look forward to hear from you.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.